Hey everybody, it is Qqcknd and welcome back to 5 Fact Friday. How is everybody? Thank you always for all of the question submissions. I love you guys so much. I love 5 Fact Friday. Let's jump in. So really quickly, you guys know that I had my back tattoo second session on Monday, and I got a whole new, I think like people coming onto my channel and stuff. I ended up with like a lot of pictures of my back tattoo, and there's always people who are like, hey, like, will you ever do a video of just your tattoos, like a tattoo body tour? With all of those pictures and all the pictures I end up always having of myself, I don't want to always put like 1,000 pictures on my Instagram, even though I kind of end up doing that. So I downloaded this tattoo amino app, and it kind of looks like this. Well, this is what my page looks like. It looks like this on your little thing there, right next to Crunchyroll. So I downloaded this, and I'm just going to post like a lot of extra pictures on there, just of like the pictures I take of myself, of my back tattoos, things like that. I have a blog entry on there already about my back tattoo, Softy Heels. And, you know, it kind of reminds me of BME Zine, if any of you people, body modification people, are out there. It's just kind of like a community where you can talk about tattoo and stuff. I already have a comment on here. Someone was like, you got this, on my back tattoo. So, I know not all of you are here for tattoo content, so I thought like having a place where I can put some photos, some like overflow photos just from like all the pictures I take of myself, because I love taking pictures of all of that stuff. So that is on the Tattoo Amino app. I can leave a link for that down below if you're into it. I just think it would be a fun place to just like keep tattoo content. And like I said, just like BME Zine, it is like a community for like body modification, but specifically tattoo. And I look forward to just like posting some of my overflow tattoo photos on there and writing little bios and stuff like that. Please leave a comment down below if you were ever involved in BME Zine. I love that. And definitely let me know if you're going to be on Tattoo Amino. Follow me, I guess, or whatever. So I wanted to make a big announcement this week, I guess. I was thinking of doing like a Dear Diary, but you guys who watch 5 Fact Friday, I feel like I put stuff out there and you give stuff back to me, whether it's feedback or criticism or advice. So I wanted to talk about that before we get into everything. I posted something a little bit about it on my Snapchat. And so this week I was approached by Qcknd magazine. Some of you guys may know Qcknd magazine, just to keep talking about tattoos all the time. And they wanted to take me on as a content creator for their YouTube channel. And this has been like a huge decision that I had to make, because I do feel a lot of confliction about working with like a larger company, because I do like to keep my content like indie and for the people and personal. So they actually granted me like free range with the content that I create. And although like I felt like I may be losing Tattoo Talk Tuesday by like giving it up to them, I told myself I wanted to create something completely original in order to work with Qcknd magazine and work with their YouTube channel. And I think a lot of you guys know, and if you don't know, here it is. I try to keep my channel and my feed, my atmosphere, anything involved with you guys and me, I try to keep this a really safe space for all of us. The same kind of atmosphere I've always tried to have on my Tumblr, and that I expect from Tumblr. I always wanted to give that experience here. So, you know, there's no harmful language ever on my feed. You're not going to find anything like that. There's a ton of keywords that I block, and I just have a zero tolerance policy for any hate. And not even hate directed towards me. There are a ton of words that I block, ton of are words that are just not acceptable on here. And working with Qqcknd magazine, I was really worried about opening up the doors to a new audience of people who might not recognize or respect that lifestyle. So I do have free range to moderate and control a lot of the comments and stuff a lot of the feedback that will be available on there, which is really important to me because that is 100% what I try to do on this channel here, and that is create a safe space for all of us. No hate speech, no hateful language. You know, if you guys ever tell me something, I always look it up. If you're like, hey, that thing you said or that company you used or anything like that, if I don't know, I always look it up just to keep this place a safe space. That tangent aside, I want to create maybe like a 6 or 7 episode part series to put on Qqcknd magazine, and I don't want to give away too many details just because I do want it to stay. I don't want anyone to steal the concept, basically, just to say that. I don't want anyone to steal the concept. And you guys message me all the time with like things or ideas or videos that somebody else took from me, and like that stuff, that's fine, whatever. But I think someone reaching out to me and being like, hey, you created something and I'm into it and it's organic and it's different and it's out there, I'm totally into it. It's a huge honor. It's a huge piece of recognition. And like I said, keeping my channel indie has been something I'm really into. All of the growth on here has been completely organic, completely because of you guys sharing videos, liking stuff, commenting, giving a thumbs up, even though half of the time I forget to remind you guys. Give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe. So all this growth has been organic, and because of you guys. I have no idea how to advertise. My Instagram, I don't even know what's going on with that. But I want to keep all the stuff with Qqcknd magazine very Qckcknd, very something you would expect from this channel featured on a different one. But, you know, what is this all about? What is this channel all for? Am I trying to reach a goal? Am I trying to build a career? Or do I just have a lot of fucking fun hanging out with you guys and creating content? Who knows? Who knows what the goal is at the end of the day? But if this is my hobby, if this is something I enjoy, I'm stoked to work with Qqcknd magazine and do all that. Am I going to be featured in their magazine? Am I even going to be featured on their Instagram? I have no idea. You know, when I saw the email in my inbox, I was like, fuck. Called John before I even opened it. I was like, am I jumping out of this megabus? But, I'm really stoked. But, so, to get really lightly into the concept, I want to focus on people and people with tattoos. If you want to work with me, I guess, and work with me on this concept, I would like to do like a casting call. Please hit up the email address in my Instagram bio. That is my like appointment email address. Definitely say something like casting call, or like I would love to work with you on this, or what the fuck is the concept. I did already contact Hannah Overboard. You may know her. I follow her on Instagram. She is super cool. I think her and I have a lot of the same followers and interests, so you may know who she is. I featured her like cat bus tattoo on my one episode of Tattoo Talk Tuesday, my tattoo artist wish list. She's already involved in Sad Story. You know her. She was on my Friday the 13th Tattoo Talk Tuesday. Her and I are now homies. I am doing it in my spare time, so I have to like keep it really focused. And if you think you want to be a part of this, I just want to like showcase people and their tattoos in a Qckcknd light for Qqcknd magazine. Fuck. But it's not a huge deal. It's really not a huge deal. I want to keep it really chill, really humble, very something you would expect from this channel. And, you know, maybe it's a new wave of like these bigger companies reaching out to people who are tattooed, and not this like Hollywood perception of tattoos, this like badass motorcycle, Jack Daniels, Just like fucking someone who drinks coffee every day. And who's super chill, like you guys and me. I don't know. I feel like you and I have something in common, all of us. So I want to continue to create content that is organic and real to me. And after the 6-7 part series of tattoo episodes I create for them, if they're not fucking into it, if they end up hating it, I'm just gonna be excited that it's still me, it's still you guys, and it's not something artificial that I created to like appease a certain standard. It has to always be true to this channel. Maybe this will be a huge opportunity for us. Maybe this will create something greater, which will always come back to the channel. Everything for the channel. Everything for the quiet, cool kid, no doubt, channel. 5 Fact Friday. So you guys know I get a lot of questions about what happened to your studio space. And nothing happened. I mean, it's a lot easier for me to film right here. Has all my stuff. You guys like seeing this stuff. I like seeing this stuff. My bed is right there. And my computer's right there. So from filming to editing to sleeping, this is a little great section. So I originally got that studio space because I wanted to have group interviews or like 2-3 person interviews. I wanted there to be a place other than my bedroom where I could bring people for Tattoo Talk Tuesday. But the couple people I ended up reaching out to, I reached out to like 4 or 5 people. Everybody said yes, and then no one wanted to do it. So although I still have that studio space and it's really close to my house, that was the entire idea behind it, and I think it just lost steam. And my mentor, my hair mentor at my salon, she told me, and I think it really stands true, people often criticize you for having these like energetic ideas and being really excited about something, and a lot of criticism comes in that, and a lot of criticism comes from like being stoked and having a lot of ambition, because there's always people on the sidelines who are like, that's fucking weird. And she told me this advice after my Qqcknd meetup because I told her like I was really scared to do this because I thought it would be weird. And I think about the people from the Qqcknd meetup every single day. I love you guys and I can't stop thinking about you. And I told her that I was like, I was really scared to do it, and I thought, you know, people who I used to know and people who follow me on Instagram who don't understand any of this YouTube stuff, I thought they were watching with like a hateful eye, like, what the fuck? Like, what is she doing? And I think some of that, like, kind of bad feelings came with like having the studio space. Like, why does she have that? What is she doing? Like, is her YouTube even that fucking good? Like, doesn't even get that many views. Like, I get it. And the people I reached out to, I think, you know, it's a lot easier to say yes than actually do something. So I still have the studio space. It's still decorated like it always was, but I brought like my lighting equipment home, my tripod, some plants I brought over there. I brought some of that stuff home, and I think, you know, with the Inked magazine stuff, like, maybe I'll go back over there and shoot some things, but now that it's beautiful outside in Philadelphia, honestly, I'd rather do stuff on location, because that's just where my mind is now. But I loved the space, I loved having it, I loved waking up in the morning, packing my lunch, going there. I felt like it was a really strong creative atmosphere to just like get stuff done. But I didn't have a computer there, so I had to come home to edit, and that was it. And I couldn't bring my cat, and I feel like he is a big inspiration to me. But I love that space, and it's still there. Like, if the Qqcknd meetup was gonna get rained out, we were gonna bring it there. But yeah, it was basically there so I could bring people to have interviews or just talk, so we weren't in my bedroom. But now, honestly, it's nice out. It's no longer January in Philadelphia. so I could just bring people to my backyard, which is way cute. I'm sorry about my crazy hair. My friend Jack, he is doing like grand opening with Blow Dry Bar. I don't know if you guys have ever heard Blow Dry Bar. So he and I'm gonna get a blowout from him today, and he's offering like, unfortunately it's for Philadelphia or areas around here, but he's offering like my viewers free blowouts this weekend up until Memorial Day. I'll leave his information down below. Unfortunately, you'd have to be pretty local to do it, so I know that it's not like a huge deal, but I love you guys, and honestly, we hit 85,000 subscribers, and I think this is the best way to celebrate with beauty. So I'll leave that information down below if you want to hit him up. My final question that I'm going to answer today before I actually get going for the blowout. And it was, why do you want to visit South Korea? And you guys know with like my Korean beauty haul and stuff like that, I've been really interested in going to South Korea, and it is 100% inspired by like tattoo culture, and that tattooing is still really hush-hush in Korea, and that it has to be legally performed by doctors. And you guys all know because you guys recommended it to me, and it was Grace Neutral's little documentary series with ID, where she goes to South Korea, she meets up with some of her homies, and she explores like the taboos of tattooing there. And I think like I get tattooed to beautify my body. Like I posted this picture on Instagram that says beauty rituals because I have felt so fucking good just like being tattooed like the last couple days. I feel great. Every time I get a new session on my back tattoo, I just feel amazing. And I would love to meet and interact with people who go there and who have to suppress this desire and suppress it a 1,000 times more than I do just walking down the street and like not wanting to get hollered at by dudes. These are people who suppress it from every single person on the street who isn't like them. And I just felt like super overwhelmed and feeling super compassionate about that, and I want to experience it, and I want to talk to people who experience it and be with them. So I've been trying to follow like a ton of Korean tattoo artists and maybe just like get on their radar while I'm saving up and preparing to go on this trip. If any of you guys know Grace Neutral, please put my name in her ear, because I'd love to talk to her and link up and just like have a conversation about her experience there. But I know that she is like super untouchable at this point, and 5 or 6 years ago I should have reached out to her then, but I was just like, this girl is piercing and doing her thing, and now she is just a hub for just like a great experience and great life advice. And she is somebody who practices beauty rituals that are considered uncommon and not necessarily considered recognizable and standard to other people who practice beauty rituals. So, oh my god, can you just tell Grace that I'm trying to have a chat? And that's why I want to go to South Korea. And I had been saving up to go to Japan, and I had to start from the beginning because I was like, alright, well, let me save up so John can come with me, because I planned on going by myself to see Joanna Newsom. But then I decided, like, let me bring John and turn it into a vacation and not just like some psycho shit I would do for Joanna. So I already have like a little bit of a startup fund for that. And then after talking to like some clients at my salon who are more traveled, I spoke to a woman who said that she went to South Korea and Japan, and she said as a woman she had a really hard time in Japan, but in South Korea she had a lot more fun, and it was a lot easier for her to get around and communicate and explore different things that I would be totally into. And she said in Japan, which I'd never heard anybody say, because I've talked to plenty of people who live in Japan, who travel to Japan, and she was the very first person to say, you know, as a woman, I had a difficult time. So I was like, what? What happened? So after that, and just experiencing like all the emotions and feelings I got from Grace Neutral's like documentary with ID, I just thought like, if I could reach out to somebody in South Korea and talk to them and get a feeling for this and maybe document it for you guys, like that would be totally rad. My friend Jeffrey Chow, you might know him. He was in my Pope vlogs. Love him to death. He was in an episode of Tattoo Talk Tuesday about tattoos after you die. He told me he knows some Korean, so I hit him up. So I figured him and I would go there, and he would smoke cigarettes, and we would have a really fun time. So that's what's on my mind. You guys have been really nice to me about like either telling me you live in Korea and let's hang out, or giving advice, or linking me up with YouTubers who go there often, and I followed all of them, and I followed you guys, and I've tried to hit you up, so keep that up. And if you guys know Grace, please let me know. I'm like, that would just be something that would be really fulfilling to me, and I think like as a tattooed woman and a person who believes in tattoo culture and the people behind the tattoos and not necessarily the culture, the Hollywood culture, I think that would be a really great and fulfilling experience for me. And I've never been anywhere else. Like, never been to California, like never been anywhere. I love you guys. This has been Tattoo Talk Tuesday. Check out the Amino app, check out my friend Jack, check out Grace Neutral, and check me out. I don't know. Thanks for all the kind words about from last week's Tattoo Talk Tuesday. I love you guys, and I feel like a fucking rock star after you guys were like, hey, you don't disappoint us. And someone was even like, the more sessions, the more episodes of Tattoo Talk Tuesday. So I was like, all right. So, bye, and like and subscribe. See you guys until next time. Bye. Hey everybody, it is Qqcknd and welcome back to 5 Fact Friday. I think it is almost 10 o'clock at night. I don't know what